And I've understood a lot more recently how difficult it can be to actually change things, especially gameplay stuff. I think I scored my first one after like 3 days. I was well gassed. I think there maybe needs to be a bit more communication on the career mode side. And this is what I've always said, there needs to be a career mode community manager.
Thousands of tweets they get.
Yeah, we are. And I think a lot of people do have a perception, and I know this exists, but a lot of people have a perception that we are yes men.
I don't know how this is going to go, eh? But we'll see.
Hey, it's good. I like it though. I like it.
Niran, anyway, the official FNG, thank you for agreeing to come and have a little chat with me, like I just said.
Absolutely no problem. Looking forward to it.
I honestly, obviously, the state of the game right now, FIFA-wise, we'll have a chat about that first. It's not in a very good place, is it?
It's a bit concerning for me at the moment. Obviously, there's different aspects to it. If you're looking at the game, like generally speaking,
as in the gameplay.
Okay. Gameplay
as sales and
I would say looking at the whole spectrum, like everything, like sales wise, it's doing okay. I think it was the biggest selling game of the year in the UK or something like that, or of the game cycle.
Yeah,
it's doing okay in that sense, but I think it is still slightly down on last year. It's the state of the game is okay. The state of actually playing the game is horrendous.
It is, yeah.
The gameplay is awful, or it's not amazing. It can be very temperamental, and there's other aspects of it that are a little bit underdeveloped, maybe.
You need a very what would you say? You need to be able to control your anger to play FIFA, I'd say.
You have to have good anger management. This is the problem. This is why I don't play online. I literally don't play online at all, because I literally know it would ruin my day most of the time if I actually try playing.
I'm the same. To be honest, I mean, I have been playing Ultimate Team a little bit recently, but that's obviously because of how boring career mode gets. But yeah, like a couple of games maximum at a time. Otherwise, you just get frustrated, and it actually affects you, like your day.
Yeah,
if it
really shouldn't be that way. I think it's always bad when you're playing a game, and arguably the worst part of it is the gameplay.
Yeah.
Because why are you going to go back and I think the majority of people who play stuff like Ultimate Team play Ultimate Team because of the pack system.
Yeah.
They want to get the best players in the game, and it's a weirdly satisfying thing to get a sick like player in a pack.
A pull, yeah.
Yeah, and then I mean personally, whenever I play career mode, unless I'm doing it for a series, I tend to sim most games.
Yeah.
So I think that's always. I don't think it's the worst it's ever been. I think gameplay is definitely better than it was a couple of years ago.
100% agree.
But it still needs some work, and I think it just generally the game needs some work to actually make it more playable and more fun.
Yeah.
For me personally, I don't play it unless I'm recording. I don't play FIFA unless I'm making a video. So that's a bit.
I think For us as in people that make YouTube videos, stream, etc., the gameplay is the core aspect. You know, people buy FIFA, because they want to play it. You know, they want to play with their favorite players. They want to play a football game.
Yeah.
But the gameplay, like I said, it has got a lot better over the years, especially with the Frostbite engine, which has helped it leaps and bounds, to be honest.
For sure.
But it just proves, if you go on Twitch right now, I'd say the first 3 rows of streamers will just be people opening packs, doing SBCs, doing drafts, blah blah blah. Nobody barely plays the game unless it's weekend league.
It's kind of the same for the career mode community as well. Obviously, we're like quite biased with because that's like our speciality. We're interested in the most, but that whole trend of rebuilds that Jared created a couple of years ago is literally entirely based on not playing any games.
And look how successful it's been.
Exactly, it's probably the most successful thing that there's been in the whole career mode community in like the last 3 years.
Yeah,
the views and the interest that series gets for Jared is so much more than just doing a career mode series or anything gameplay related in like our sector. It's mad. So I would agree. For Ultimate Team guys, it's packs and SBCs. For career mode guys, it's doing rebuilds and nobody seems to want to watch anyone play the game. Yeah, exactly. You're simming all the games. You're not even playing the football matches when you're doing career mode series anymore.
Yeah, well, I think one thing that would help that career mode wise is potentially going forward if they looked at maybe a more interactive simming option.
Yes. We're talking visual sims from back in the day.
Yeah,
they
like,
were amazing.
I know you can do it on PES. They have a really
Yes.
good visual sim. You can either look at the pitch like Football Manager, as in like 2D, see all the players moving around, make subs, pause it, fast forward it, slow it down, etc.
Yeah, it's called
What's it called? Sorry,
It's called coach mode.
Coach mode. Yeah,
Like you can yeah, like you said, you can watch the game. You can watch like little circles if you're playing Football Manager on your phone, or as if you watch, or you're playing Football Manager on PC, where you can actually watch the
watching
game.
the game. Yeah,
players moving around. I agree. Something like that would be mental.
Even if it's just a little thing like being able to watch the game and make substitutions. You know what I mean? Or if they could maybe bring some more tactical analysis into it. The tactics that they've brought in this year, I find them quite interesting. Whether they have much effect on your actual team's gameplay, I don't really know if they do.
I think they would more if you had
if you didn't control them.
Yeah, if you couldn't control them, it would actually be so. It would have so much of an effect.
Yeah, it'd just be more interactive, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly. You feel like a bit more rewarded for actually doing it.
Yeah.
Because the problem for me is, as well as the fact that it's not massively influential, because at the end of the day, you're playing the game. So it's always going to be limited because you're in control. The game can only do so much. But the fact it's actually quite broken as well. Like when you're using the team sheets, you've got your attacking and balance and defensive and stuff. And you've got players like moving around positions.
Yeah, just bugging out.
It's a pretty. There's no excuse for it. It's February. Come on, the game came out at the end of September.
Well, I mean, how long did it take them to fix the -1 glitch?
Yeah, I think this is another thing. If we're gonna like talk about career mode specifically, there's been some pretty bad game breaking. I think this is probably the worst I've known it. For like game breaking bugs consistently throughout a game cycle.
Yeah,
I can't remember the last time since apart from do you remember when I think it might be like FIFA 13 and there was the first 2 months, whenever you get to a certain date, your game save would freeze and then that's it.
Yes,
that was awful.
It's just like corrupted. You couldn't go back on it.
Yeah, it was awful. I think this is the worst it's been since then.
Obviously, and then also there was the finances glitch, wasn't there, when you could get unlimited money?
Oh, it was so easy as well.
Yeah, you can still do that today, like 5 games down the line. Yeah. Obviously, which is another thing I'd like to talk about, because I know you've been using it, is the cheat engine.
Right, yes.
If you don't play on PC, you can't have the money. You know, you don't have any freedom. I know Cutsy always says this. There should be an editor mode of some sort. So if you want to give a League 2 team £2 billion, you can give them £2 billion. Obviously, we could go really in depth on things that need to be added to that, small point of the little ins and outs of the game. But we'll just talk about some more major things. Sure. So we don't get rambling on, because we could be here for hours and hours. We'd have to make it multiple videos.
I'll come back for part 2.
Yeah,
we can finish
part 2, 3, 4. Career mode's broken. So I think this. If we go back to the first point anyway, the state of the game. It's, as you said, it's the gameplay. Is what we supposedly buy the game for. There's not much more they can do with it, but when you get this far into the cycle of the game, I just said we're in February now, and there's still things broken. It's just not a polished game. All we want is a polished game.
You just want, to be honest, at the bare minimum, you want something that works.
Yeah,
like we've talked about already, quite a few, and this is there's quite a few big issues in career mode, but also gameplay wise, that have been a part of this game for a while. And I do realise, and I've understood a lot more recently, how difficult it can be to actually change things, especially gameplay stuff. Yeah. There's a lot of coding that goes into how OP finesse shots are. But at the same time, you've got to test these things before the game comes out. It shouldn't be too difficult to realise that doing a timed finesse, you can score from literally anywhere on the pitch.
Even if the guy's got his back to goal, he'll just do a little 180, boom, and just it's in the top corner.
Swing it top bins. It's like you should realistically be able to find that out from a day. You could play the game for a day and easily come to that conclusion, probably an hour.
Yeah,
and you could find that out, and you could find out what's OP and what's underpowered and what's been nerfed and stuff. So I think maybe just a bit more attention to detail needs to go into stuff like that. Obviously, bicycle kicks as well at the start of the game.
Oh, bicycle kicks! Ridiculous. You could score them from corners, crosses.
Oh my god!
From your goalkeeper knocking them up from his goal kicks. Like
literally everywhere.
Do them from everywhere.
I think I scored my first one after like 3 days. I was well gassed. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. I'm scoring a bicycle kick, and then everyone's scoring them from 45 yards.
Yeah, you go onto YouTube and everyone's like, oh my god, amazing bicycle kick goal. And you're like,
bicycle kick compilations all over the place.
Done that.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. But I mean, fair play to EA. They managed to fix that. That's
eventually,
good. Eventually,
yeah.
But the finesse thing still needs working on.
It does.
Career mode aspect wise, there's so much. There's what we've talked about, the -1 glitch.
Yeah, the -1 glitch. I mean, it seems to be that when they fix something else breaks.
Yeah,
especially with career mode, because now they've supposedly fixed the -1 glitch. I've seen a couple of people say on Twitter that their players are showing in game a higher overall than what they actually are.
Right. Okay.
So I don't know whether that's just like a number bug. You know, it's just an aesthetic thing, or I don't know if their stats could actually be changing and going higher in game.
I feel like because from what I can remember, because I remember having a conversation with one of the devs about this, and I think the -1 glitch was caused because you can't, like, it's almost like decimal ratings should exist, but because they don't, stuff gets rounded up and down.
Yeah.
So the attributes that make up a player obviously then determine what their rating is. But because decimals don't exist, it can sometimes be inaccurate. So the game, like you're starting up the game save, for instance, and your player is like, I don't know, 69.3 overall, but it's showing as 70, and then it goes down to 69. It's something along the lines of that. That's what the reason for the bug was.
Yeah.
So now they're having the opposite issue I think with it. It's just frustrating though, because it was such a game ruiner. It's so demotivating going on, and every single player on your team's gone down by one.
Especially
I literally quit a career mode save like after an hour because it happened. I was like, what's the point?
Yeah, especially when it was happening in training as well. When you were getting a player up and overall in training, then you're literally coming out of the menu and instantly he's at the same overall he was before he went off.
Yeah, that hurt. That one always hurt.
I did see.
Because you've gone backwards. You've literally gone back.
It's basically pointless doing training.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people don't even do it anymore. Because it's just hassle of every week in the game you've just got to press Y, press A, done.
Yeah.
It's very tedious. I know that you can do the drills. But nobody's going to do the drills every week. I think they could really work on the training. I don't know why they took the actual training pitch out. Can you remember when you used to be able to create your own set pieces?
Yeah.
And you could choose like who you wanted in the box, where they could run. You could literally move them, and then they'd have a line behind them, and then you'd
follow like a trace line.
And then you'd start. You press the button, and they'd all run in that one direction. They need to bring that back.
They need to bring that back.
They need to bring the training pitch back. So if you want to just hop 11v11 with your team, maybe you've brought loads of youth players through and you just want to see what they're like, chuck 11-11 on when you haven't got a game. I think that would be quite a cool little thing to add. And maybe just, instead of having training once every week, make it more of a broad thing as it is in Football Manager, where it just works in the background.
Yep. Yeah, I think that'd be good.
And then maybe if you could maybe split the players up, or the captain comes back and reports like who's enjoying training, if players aren't. Just, it doesn't have to be as in-depth as Football Manager, but I think it working in the background would be a lot better and less tedious.
Yeah, it's a bit more realistic as well than just here's a weekly 5 slots. I think what I would like is a bit of a better way to mould players, especially because you get a youth academy player, right? And it's always the way. Like, you get a winger, they can't cross to save their life. It's like, why?
You get a 5'5" centre back.
Yeah, and it's just like, come on. So it would be nice to be able to like mold players into different positions. If I've got a 5'5" centre back, I don't want it to be a centre back. A holding mid at best, but even then that's not great. Centre mid, but just try and have like training presets that make a player a certain type of player, like a box to box midfielder or an out and out winger, or just things that make life a bit easier than, okay, I've got to train stamina for like 2 months, and then maybe, okay, I need to do this drill because then that improves his. It can be confusing and it can be difficult, and in the end, just something that you can't be bothered to do, and that's the problem.
The thing is as well, I think it'd open up a little bit more variety, especially for YouTube, because instead of just being able to train, say, the odd. I mean, if you've got your 5 training slots and you've got 3 decent youth players, you usually use, I don't know, like 2 slots on each player. So you're not even training 5 players usually. You're training 2, 3, 4 max. So when you're getting all these players through, the players that you've already got or players that you've signed in the past, they're just getting shifted to the side because they're not growing now because you're not training them.
Yeah.
But if you had this whole general behind the scenes training, then you could, improve all of your players pretty much, not just a select couple. Obviously, players still grow. But like you said, you could maybe put certain players to train different positions, and then this could link in with like maybe traits for when you're simming, because they've obviously got all of these CPU only traits.
So pointless. Scrap
which
them.
the traits are just literally not worth being in the game, bar probably the flare one. I think that means you can do, is it the Rabona or something?
Passes and stuff like that, and like they'll just do them randomly when you don't ask for them and things like that.
But it'd be nice
apart from that, they're pointless.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have this new sim feature and then bring up your 18-year-old youth Brazilian player who's got 5-star skills and the flair trait and go into a game and watch him rainbow flick someone.
Yeah.
But I think everything that we mentioned could all roll into one. If you know what I mean, it all links together, and I think it's such a big job to add. Because if you add the training, then you could add the trait section. You could add the sim. These are all, because they link together. It could probably turn out to be quite a big project, and I think that's why we see minimal, stuff being added into career mode, because they just don't have the time, they don't have the resources, they don't really need to add much to career modes, hence why we only see the little things every other year.
I think this is the problem. That's one thing I was going to mention, actually. I think it's partly, I don't think they have the resources. So there's clearly not as many people working on career mode. And I know there are. I know there is a career mode development team. Like a lot of people do sometimes say there literally isn't one. And I suspected that for a bit. I was like, how? Yeah. How can it actually be anybody on this team?
They just drag a couple of people out and they go, last couple of months before the new game's coming out, just let's do this year. Yeah, I think we'll do that. A month later, they've got something in the game. Boom, done. Yeah, new reskin. I'm guaranteed that's all we're going to get in FIFA 20. New reskin.
Oh, the Champions League reskin. The Champions League reskin. I remember. I love. Don't get me wrong. I really like the community managers.
They're great. They're great. Yeah.
But I remember. I think it was about July or August. So when the Champions League thing had just been announced, but it was basically confirmed there was going to be nothing new in career mode, because usually I think it's Gamescom or E3 or something. Yeah, Gamescom.
The EA have their own press conference, don't they? And that's normally when they mention it, I think.
If there's any career mode stuff, it usually comes out then, and we were all like, okay, we're shafted. Basically, there's not going to be anything.
Yeah.
And I remember about a couple of days after that, like, emotions are high in the least dramatic possible sense. Yeah. But a lot of people are like, oh, for goodness sake, there's going to be nothing in career mode again. And EA Corey, or obviously just Corey, came onto Twitter and said something about, is the Champions League rights not a career mode feature? And it was like, no.
Yeah.
Could not be any
You know what? I'm sure I will get that tweet up on screen if I can. I'm sure I read exactly. I know which tweet you're on about. It wasn't a tweet, sorry. It was they made it like an article, didn't they? When they were talking about the new features for the game.
As well.
And he was like, they were like, we're really excited to announce the UEFA partnership. Career mode players will get to play in real time with the official Champions League ball, the graphics, the commentators, who I have to say, the commentating was definitely last minute, because Lee Dixon says the same thing every game.
They do not have enough lines
Yes,
at all.
exactly.
They really need to record at
Very
least
rushed.
3 times more.
And the thing was as well, the announcement seemed like very last minute, which is why I reckon it, was a reskin. What were they going to do if they didn't get that? Honestly,
I think they hedged a lot on that, because, and the thing is, it can't have been that organized, because I mean, I assume at some point, maybe before Konami announced they were going to drop that that licensing, they did at least have a plan to try and pick up what PES lost.
Yeah.
But Konami only announced that they lost the Champions League rights at the end of May / the start of June, or sometime in May at the earliest.
Definitely quite really late. Yeah,
that's really late. So I remember even tweeting at the time. I remember being like, "Fam, you're not going to get the Champions League rights in FIFA 19. It's too late. There's no way they're going to organize that in 2 months."
Yeah.
And so they must have been working on it a little bit, but still, it definitely wasn't a whole year plan, in my opinion. I can't see that they went into, okay, we've just released FIFA 18. Let's go get the Champions League rights. Yeah. I definitely don't think that's what occurred.
I do think it was very last minute, and I'm surprised they haven't done more with it in Ultimate Team either.
Yeah, you've got the promos.
Yeah, you've literally just got the cards. That's it.
Right, controversial opinion. This is a bit of a tangent, but I really, really don't like the fact there's a new promo on Ultimate Team every weekend.
Yeah,
I really liked it when you just had gold, silver, bronze, team of the week, team of the year, team of the season, and then that was kind of it, or like, Christmas stuff.
The thing is, they're just making money. That's why.
I know.
Like this headliners, what is it? This headliners, the orange cards out at the minute. It's literally an excuse to sell packs. Honestly,
But the thing is, they know they've stumbled on a gold mine, because you used to see it back in the day, like when FIFA 15, for example, everyone and their mum is doing a pack opening when Team of the Season comes out.
Yeah.
So in EA's mind, collectively, they're going to be like, what if we just did that more often?
Yeah. What if we could do that every week?
Business. It makes sense. I understand why they do it, but for me, it actually ruins the Ultimate Team experience a little bit, because it's like no card is really worth anything, because there's so many special versions of everything.
Ones, yeah. I think what I like about it, I mean, I don't mind it because I don't play it. I do like the fact that you can see more variety in a lot of teams now, especially in Weekend League. It's not all just icons and inform Messis and Team of the Year Messis and Team of the Year Van Dijks, etc. There is a lot of variety, which does make it more interesting for the viewer. And obviously, there's more cards out there. There's more hype. There's more packs to open.
Yeah, true.
So they've got that one nailed right down to a T. One more thing about career mode. What do you think about the team or the people? I don't know if it was maybe somebody from outside of EA, like a third-party company working on the journey. But obviously, there's not going to be a journey in FIFA 20, is there?
No.
Where's that team gone? Where's that time that was being worked on? Where have they gone?
Yeah. Where do those resources go? They must go somewhere. And I imagine, because of how complex the journey actually is, there was probably a decent team on that, because there's a lot actually. Again, I'm not arse-licking here, but fair play in terms of the amount of effort that went into the journey. I don't think it was executed very well, to be honest with you. The storyline was a bit all over the place, but people asked for it and we got it, so we can't complain.
I never played it all the way through.
I didn't. No, I didn't at all. I think the first year I played it a decent amount. The second year I played it and then got bored after 2 hours, and then the year we've just had, I didn't play it at all. Yeah. I literally have not a single minute on the journey from this year. But that team has to go somewhere, because there's a lot of resources that would have gone into that. So that team has to go somewhere.
Yeah, I can see.
So I would like to think you'll get some career mode development just purely because there's no journey.
Yeah, that's the only pin that I'm holding on to in hope for something drastically new in FIFA 20. Obviously, we're still a few months away. It kind of shows, doesn't it, how boring the game is when we're still already hoping for the new game.
I was literally about to say that.
Yeah.
Do you know a guy called Vapex Karma?
Yes, I've come across his videos quite recently.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He does really good vids,
Yeah, he
and
does.
like he's been doing like stuff we want to see in FIFA 20 like since I want to say November,
Yeah.
which is mental when you
Yeah.
think about it. Like after a month and a half, people
Yeah.
and like for valid reason as well. It's not like he was just like, okay, I'm bored, whatever. Like everybody was bored by this
Yeah.
point.
I mean,
It was actually worthwhile doing.
Yeah, he gets like I'm just thinking off the top of my head, like 40,000 views a video. I've seen him.
Yeah,
Like,
he's done a fair amount of those FIFA 20
yeah,
videos
it's
now as
literally
well. It's not like people are bored. He's done a lot.
Yeah, the thing is as well, he does a lot of I know you've done a couple of these videos as well. It's things that they've took out
Yes,
that they want to bring back in.
It's actually scary when you look at the amount of stuff that used to be in career mode that isn't anymore. It's really bad. Like if you just compare it to even the old, very old, like FIFA 07, FIFA 08, stuff like that we talked about earlier, visual sim, stuff like scouting, stuff like potentials changing, stuff like backroom staff and stadium upgrades. You don't have any of that anymore. And somehow you had that 12 years ago, but they don't have the ability to put it in current career mode games.
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
Think that's one thing that really reminds me and got me hooked on FIFA 06. I can remember there being a page, I'm sure Career Mode Stars has tweeted about this before. There was a page that had about 10 different things on. I think it had like an attacking coach, defending coach, goalkeeper coach, head scout, stadium. Something to do with the stadium, and it was like 1 to 10, and you had to pay every time you wanted to upgrade it.
Yes. Such a good idea.
Yeah, even if it doesn't have an effect in the game, like if just put it in so we can do something. What I find boring is when you've got out of the transfer window, it's just game, play the game, next game, play the game, next game, play the game, next game. There's nothing in between. There's no player interaction. Players don't even come to you and say they want to leave anymore.
Yeah.
Or very rarely. I can't remember seeing it in this FIFA, and I've played a fair amount of career mode in this FIFA.
Players used to get homesick, didn't they? Just to get like a little message saying, I'm not happy.
Yeah, Harry Winks playing for Spurs. I'm homesick. I want to go home. He's in England.
Solid. Good. Or when you had like a German player, for example, get homesick. It's like, boss, I want to leave, and then you'd expect them to go back to Germany, but no, they literally go to like another team in London, and it's like, okay, sound.
Yeah.
Good. Glad we've established that.
At least they've fixed that. If you can't fix it, just take it out of the game.
If it can't happen, then yeah, exactly. Yeah, just get rid of it completely.
That's EA fixing stuff. Just taking it out.
Just slap it out.
But yeah, I think that there's obviously been a lot of videos on YouTube this past year, I'd say, of things that they've took out. There's probably more things that they've took out than actually implemented since the mid 2000 games. I think
what have they added? What have they actually added? Would you say?
Good question. I mean, obviously the training,
pre-season tournaments,
which
is sick. In fairness,
they are quite good. Most people don't play them though.
It's a good. It needed to happen. So,
obviously the global transfer network is an absolute shambles.
Yeah,
it is terrible. You will have much more fun. I've tried my hardest to stay off FIFA, but you have so much more fun when you find new players, because your scouts won't find specific players that you want in your team.
Scouts don't find hidden gems. This is the problem.
Yeah,
I feel like that's what they wanted from the situation, but they never do.
Mm-hmm.
My scout report will always have Marcus Rashford as a pacey,
pacey,
I know who
promising,
he is.
prolific
You
striker.
don't have to tell me.
Yeah.
It's just.
And even when you tick the the requirements of the player, so like if you want a box to box and a defensive minded player or prolific player, they don't mean anything.
What does prolific mean? Because you can't even get the stats from other leagues.
Exactly.
So how would you even know if the player is prolific?
And that's another thing they need to add into the game, is just more history from a statistical point of view. That would be great. Even if it's just since the career mode started. So if you get 2 years down the line, you can see how many goals so and so scored in his 78 appearances he's made out throughout the 2 seasons, whatever.
Yeah. And then actually have the ratings rely on that as well. That'd be nice.
Yeah,
potentials at least, maybe.
They've got the the average ratings, and you can go through all the teams in your league and see appearances, goals, etc. in quite decent depth if you want to. I think one other thing which I've been saying recently would be nice is just a little bit more history about the team that you're playing in a game. So maybe the formation. The past few results on the screen before you actually click kick off.
Yeah, because you should know that.
Yeah, and I'm sure they did used to have a screen.
They did. They did used to have that.
There you go. There's another thing they took out.
It was like FIFA 09, FIFA 10 days. I think they used to have like a little report beforehand, before a game.
Yeah. It told you players injured as well, didn't it? I can always remember Arsenal had like Arshavin. He was always injured, and it had like the little bandage next to them.
Yeah, true. Actually, yeah, true. Maybe suspensions and injuries before games started.
Yeah, but yeah, as we've been saying, there's, let us know in the comments as well, guys, if there's anything we haven't spoken about career mode wise. Stuff they took out, stuff they brought in, and maybe we'll have another chat. And again in the future, potentially towards FIFA 20, maybe if they announce anything. My hopes are high, but they always are until the dreams get shattered.
Generally speaking, what do you think future-wise? Like generally, career mode's future, like in the next 5 years, is, and also what about this year? What would you like implementing this year? And then what do you see the future of career mode?
To be honest, that was one of my questions for you as well, but we can both say.
That's cool.
I think FIFA 20. Obviously, I don't know if they've started working on it yet. I highly doubt it, career mode wise, or if they have, I don't expect anything massive. Even if it's just a reskin with a cleaner menu style, different, with the menus in a different order, maybe. You don't have to click through so much. You don't have to click, go through 4 pages just to see, I don't know, the latest transfers or whatever.
Yeah, menus do need a bit of a sweep up.
I think the old
shortlist is quite bad. Transfer hub's really bad.
Yeah, the transfer hub. They obviously the squad hub as well. They changed that up.
Good idea, but it's too fiddly.
Yeah, everything.
Like, why does it scroll back to the top when I remove someone from a shortlist?
Yes,
why?
As well.
Why can I not scout someone
from the shortlist? Yes, that's one thing that really bugs me. And then you have to search them, and then it lags for a second. And you've got to search their name.
So much. I'm so too lazy for these.
Yeah, all in all, they're taking step backwards. Career mode in career mode, and it's really showing. It is really showing. But going back to the question, a new look would be nice. Just something simple. Obviously, when you're looking at the menus quite a lot, so if it looks different, it's going to feel really fresh, and obviously new, which is what we all want. I would like. I think the one thing there's more. There's not just one thing I could pin down. I would love more player interactions, and
that would be good,
and better training. They're the two things. So a whole new training feature, like we were speaking about earlier, where you can train your whole squad in the background, whether it's maybe regarding a tactic. Now they've got the tactics in the game, that you could maybe have like a formation familiarity. Rating or bar of some sort, and then obviously position modifying, or over a period of time. That would be quite nice, and maybe being able to train weak foot and stuff like that. That would be nice. But the whole training thing, a nice training rebrand, or not a rebrand, but reshuffle,
overhaul.
Yeah, an overhaul in that, and more player interactions, players coming to you, saying they would like more game time, but not just in a way where it just pops up in your emails, because it's a little bit tedious, like most things are in the menus, to be honest. I'm just trying to think of how they could do that.
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah. What do you think anyway? What would you like? What would make you play career mode in your spare time?
That's a very good question. I think
it can't just be one thing.
I think, yeah. So there's probably I'm going to limit it to 3 things because again, otherwise I'm going to be here forever. But I think the crucial one for me would actually be the removal of fixed potentials.
Yeah, that's a big one.
I really don't like that. I really don't like that in every single game save. And it's not like, you're not going to get the same game save as someone else completely because transfers will happen differently and there's not too many scripted transfers these days. But the fact that you can have the same player have the exact same potential no matter what their actual record in the game save is to someone else is ridiculous. Like, if I should not have a player who has 90 potential if they've got an average rating of 5.7 across the season. Well, that makes no sense at all.
Yeah.
So potential should be based on a lot of different things. So how well the club does maybe, or how well the player does across the season.
Yeah, player and club form.
Yeah. So if they score 20 goals in a season as a striker, they get a potential increase.
Yeah.
By +1 or +2 or whatever. Something like that needs to happen. So that's the first thing. I'd say the youth academy system needs an overhaul.
Oh yes, that's a big one.
Even if it is literally just the implementation of like B teams or under 21 teams, that'd be good because I'm fed up of like promoting players from my youth academy and then they're just festering in the reserves waiting to be played in a Champions League game because it's never going to happen.
That's another thing that obviously links back to the player interactions as well. You can't reply to your players' emails and say, you'll get your chance, just not now.
I'd say that's the third thing. A bit more interaction, or maybe some more cutscenes, your press conference sort of stuff. But there's so many things. There's literally so many things that you could say.
There's countless videos on YouTube.
Already there's so many wish lists for FIFA 20 already.
I know. I suppose they probably do watch quite a lot of videos. I could imagine they do.
I think some of the game devs do. The game developers definitely do watch quite a bit of stuff, which is good.
Whether they watch any of the career mode rant videos, I don't know.
It's yet to be seen. Yeah. But hopefully they do. It's just whether they then act, which is
So going into FIFA 20 then, if there's no drastic changes, are you still going to be doing career mode stuff?
I honestly am not sure. I actually don't know, to be honest with you, because I probably, yes, to an extent, but I don't know how long it will go on. Because people will expect me to do a career mode series, so I'll definitely start off with a career mode series and do some experiments and shit. But it's gonna be difficult to just in myself actually motivate myself to do anything. When it's just the same game. It was borderline okay this year because they at least did some changes. I think a couple of years ago or something. But if this year it's the same as well, it's gonna be really hard. It's gonna be really tough.
The fact that people are not enjoying playing it, as in like content creators, it just shows in the content where they're not enjoying it. They're just putting it out because they have to. I know Chesnoid's tweeted about it. Basically, he might, he's not getting the views, and this is for some people their livelihood. So really, it's not fair. They make enough money. They have enough time to develop a new game, new features, and the Champions League edition is not a feature to anyone from EA if you're listening. I think they've been told that many times by now, but
I think they do finally know that. It's just a bit too late, unfortunately. But
the experiment videos, I know you've been doing quite a lot of experiment career mode videos and talking about obviously potential things that we've lost and could be put into the game. They seem to be doing quite well at the minute. Why do you think that is? I know you're tall player versus small player. That was a classic. Why do you think they're doing so? Why do you think they're doing so they're being so popular?
I think it's pure. People just haven't seen them before. So I know. I think the small v tall players, like people have done that before. It's not that I nabbed it. It's just that I really wanted to. I just thought it was going to be really interesting and be a quite an entertaining video. So I was like, I wanted to try and make my own spin on it as well. But a lot of the what happens when every single player is injured? What happens when you delete every player on the game? That's just not been seen before.
Yeah.
No one's ever done that stuff. So just because the cheat engine's not been a mainstream thing until this year, and then not many people have PC. So a lot of maybe some of the other guys in the career mode side of just they don't have a PC that can run FIFA, or they just prefer to play on the console, which is fair. But it means there's kind of like this gap where you can just pump out ridiculous.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a hole in the market at the minute, as you could say.
Fully, yeah. I think that I think it's just as simple as I think a lot of people seen stuff as weird and stupid as that before, so they're just interested in the results. Like if there's a lot of the time I make the videos because I'm interested in it as well. Like I want to know what happens when every player is the same nationality.
Yeah, it's just intriguing, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's really intriguing. But like you say, it's not been seen before, so that's probably one reason why it's quite popular. And it's probably bringing in people that aren't. A career mode series is restricted to people that search and want to watch a series. These videos, like the small versus tall one, like you said, it went pretty much viral, and people that are not interested in career mode, or maybe your channel, not your because of your content, they might be their eyes might be open to you now, and you're bringing in new viewers.
Hopefully, and hopefully for the career mode side of things, hopefully some of those people will come in and then start watching a career mode series and be, oh, this career mode content before, but actually this is okay. They'll then play it for 3 years and realize it's kind of the hopefully it still brings some interest into the career mode side. But I think to be honest, I've noticed this is a trend with a lot of the career mode content creators, like B Monis and like Richley and stuff.
Yeah,
is that they're starting to do a lot more just like, here's FIFA rather than here's a FIFA career mode video.
Yeah.
Which I think is probably going to be a sign of things to come eventually. I think a lot of people are just going to be like, okay, we need to just do like FIFA experiments now.
Yeah.
We can't just be career
and
mode.
There'll just be like a whole phase of everyone jumping on this bandwagon, and then it'll go dead again, and then something else will come up.
It always happens. Every game cycle is something.
Yeah.
It's like rebuilds. Last year there was experiments. And this year, there's like the cheat engine, I guess.
Yeah, them videos are quite popular. I know, obviously, MGH has started using it now.
Yes,
he's playing on PC. I know, obviously, you're doing your videos on PC. I'm sure there's somebody else.
There's Cutsy as well.
Cutsy, obviously,
Curtis,
really. He's been playing on the cheat engine, and Curtis, if you're listening, come and have a chat.
Oh, a big fan. Get Curtis on.
I love him, man. So I've been watching him since the Chesterfield days. So
I was a bit later on. I was Burton. I was the Burton.
Burton. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Not still quite a while ago.
So it's okay. It's all right. There's a bit of Rosenberg in your life, but
everyone needs a bit of Rosenberg.
Everyone loves a bit of Rosenberg. He'd be great for this because he's I think the thing is he's very he's very opinionated. He loves FIFA career mode. That's the thing. It's not like he wants to hate on people who work for EA or community managers or something. He's just very passionate about it. We all are. We all want this game to actually be good. And it does feel like you're getting let down sometimes.
Yeah.
I think because he's one of the game changers as well. I think a lot of us and a lot of people just generally want to try and make this game work and make it good for everybody. But
that leads us on quite well at the minute, because I did want to chat about the Game Changers program, because obviously at I'd say the start of the new FIFA cycle for as in FIFA 19 coming out, they took on a lot of career mode guys.
Yeah.
So obviously you're a game changer. How long have you been a game changer for?
I've been a game changer since mid-August, I think. So I don't know how many. My maths is not great. That's 6 months, isn't it? Yeah.
So August, September, October, November, December. Yeah, we're in February now, so there or thereabouts. So what was the process of that coming about?
I literally just got contacted by, I think it was, I want to say, and also Kyle Riley. They were both sort of, I think I'd seen a couple of people get added before. So originally it was literally just Ches and I think that was actually it. It might have just been Ches thinking about it.
What, career mode wise?
career mode wise, yeah. I think I know MGH is loose, but I think it was more just Chris, and then they got B Ford, and they got Rich Lee, and they got Jared, and a Master Box. I think that was the first 4, and then everyone was like, "Oh, hello, got some career mode guys. That's pretty sick."
Yeah,
and then they got Shani and me and Wolfie and a couple of others, and then we actually had a bit of a clown and Curtis and DK as well. The YSL
they
guys.
did take them. I can remember Curtis. So it was quite public about his chat with Corey that he had about going on the Game Changer program,
which I think is great, and it's a good step as well. They were having very forward and will voice his opinion. If there's something that's going wrong in that program, he will out it. So I think it was good that they got him on board and just like skirt around the issue.
Yeah. What do you see? I mean, have you been contacted regarding anything like that? Maybe going to certain events throughout this year or potentially in the future? What obviously everyone wants to know, as a game changer, are you guys helping the I wouldn't say the devs, but feeding information through to Corey and Zyro, etc. That's really you're just the middleman between the community and them, the thousands of tweets they get.
Yeah, we are, and I think a lot of people do have a perception, and I know this exists, but a lot of people have a perception that we are yes men.
Yeah,
and I get that, to be honest, because the reality is they take you to these events, let you play the game early and like release content early and stuff, and then whatever, as long as you talk positively about the game.
Yeah,
like, so I get that, but that's not the case at all. And I think I've always tried to prove that with my videos. So at the start of the game cycle, I was actually quite positive about the gameplay because it was really good.
Yeah, I did
original
enjoy
build
it.
of the game was really good. It's gone backwards a bit since then, but it was, to play, it was good.
Yeah.
But even during that process, I've always been like, there's really not that much been added. There's not that much been added. If we were all yes men, it would have been very easy for us to just be like, yeah, go out and get the game, blah, blah. None of us did. Like, I don't think any of us did that at all. Charney still does videos like rip career mode, rest in peace, the hashtag change career mode.
Yeah.
Trend came back. Stuff like that wouldn't happen if that was the case. We do pass a lot of feedback on, so I get tweeted at least once a day with some sort of glitch that's going on in career mode.
Yeah,
it's usually still the -1 glitch, although that's at least been fixed now.
Yeah.
Now it's the fixture thing, with like, or you've got a game the day after another one and stuff like that. We do pass that information on. We've got like a group chat where all of us are in, and then some of the community guys and some of the game developers as well.
Okay.
So we're actively taking stuff that we see on social media.
The feedback is going directly to them. Yeah,
which is
not
good.
A maybe, it's that they're seeing it.
They are seeing it. Yeah. So that's good. It's just, obviously, I think it can just sometimes be difficult for them, honestly speaking, to prioritize career mode, and I think this is why there was a lot of frustration in January, I want to say, especially when like hashtag change career mode came about, is because we were passing this feedback on, and it was getting registered, and it was getting logged, and it was getting looked into, but you wouldn't really see it in a patch.
Yeah, there was
go wrong in a patch. And it's kind of like, how have you even how's this even happened? Because you've not even done anything to career mode.
That's the one thing that frustrated me.
But yeah, sorry, you go.
That's the one thing that frustrated me. They were not even. I've just had the word in my brain. Till the -1 glitch, they did not even mention that they noticed, realised there was any bugs or anything wrong with career mode. I mean, they still, like we said, they still haven't fixed the tactics glitch when your players move out of position.
Or Youth Academy ethnicities.
Oh.
Which we haven't even spoken about. That's a really bad one.
I think we'll save the Youth Academy for another time, because that could be an hour's conversation on its own.
It could be. I think one thing I will say, I do rate the game program, and I do think over time it will help. I don't think it was going to be an immediate thing, because, especially given we got drafted in definitely after FIFA.
Oh yeah, definitely late. Yeah.
But I think there maybe needs to be a bit more communication on the career mode side. And this is what I've always said: there needs to be a career mode community manager, a designated Zaro, but for career mode, a designated Corey, but for career mode, so that you can actually get the fans of that game mode hearing about stuff. Because at the end of the day, Zaro and Corey are not going to go out and tweet about the youth academy ethnicities, because it's just literally not that high on their priority.
Yeah,
it's terrible, and it's annoying to say, but it's true. You know, the Ultimate Team side, the gameplay side especially, will be far higher on the EA priority list in terms of getting fixed.
Yeah, all you have to do is just go on TweetDeck and put in their and have it in a column and see all the tweets they receive.
I feel so bad for them. There needs to be more community managers generally.
Yeah, obviously,
just to communicate more,
when you get
so that people understand that we're actually doing something.
Yeah, when you get to that point of the business aspect of it, though, it's like all the funds there, because obviously all of these people will be on salaries, etc.
Is it efficient to have 20 community managers? Probably not.
I think once you get, obviously, you're thinking about the staff, especially when it's a middleman, I'd say, someone who's feeding feedback to the actual people that obviously develop the game and that. I'm guessing there's not a massive budget open for it, no matter how much money they make off Ultimate Team or not. The salary's there, the wage bracket's there, and that's how much money they get to spend on that, because that's how business works. But yeah, so what are you hoping that FIFA 20, the things that you've put forward, are these things that you've put forward mostly bugs, or are these really kind of like well put together ideas for the game going forward? I know Cutsy's made quite a detailed, in-depth but easy to read document of potential things that could be put into the game.
That was passed on to Corey. Corey definitely saw that.
Yeah. Do you think that FIFA 20? Have you got hope for FIFA 20 career mode?
I don't know whether it might be misguided, but yes, I do.
Okay.
Just I know for a fact a lot of the things that have plagued this game won't exist in FIFA 20, but obviously that doesn't then suggest for sure that there won't be new issues in FIFA 20.
It's not, there's no guarantee it's going to be a clean, polished off game from day one.
Yeah, for sure. But stuff like the ethnicities glitch will be fixed in FIFA 20.
Yeah.
Stuff like the obviously the -1 thing's already fixed. The FA Cup final happening the day after the Premier League final game of the season is going to get fixed. The game saves, the game slots, I have no idea. I'm not sure if anyone.
I've heard that that's a Microsoft Sony thing, but I don't know how true that is. I think it's a load of tosh.
It's a very difficult topic to breach. I don't know if that is one thing. That's the only thing, hand on heart, I'm not sure if I'm actually allowed to talk about.
Okay.
Because I know what it is, but for some reason they keep saying it's not that. And they make it worse because it's not their fault, and they keep saying that it is. So I don't really know. So I'm just going to steer clear.
Okay. So basically, guys, Niran knows what EA's problem is, and he's not telling us.
It's not EA's fault, but it seems like they think it is. I don't know. It's a strange one. The devs say one thing, the community managers say a different thing. But
so if one of them is wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? But what the point is, hopefully we get at least 8 back. That would be nice.
Yeah.
Regardless of whoever's in the wrong or whatever the actual issue behind it is. But hopefully we at least get 8 back. That would be nice.
Yeah, I think one thing that Curtis would like as well is the ability to be able to maybe, if you have an external hard drive,
that would be such a good idea.
Have your career mode saves, or even just like your squad's database, as in player stats, etc.
Yeah.
Just put the save onto your hard drive, go around your mates, or you can put that save onto a forum and someone can load it up and start playing from that point.
Yeah, that'd be so. Because you can do that with PC.
Yeah.
You can just load up the career mode file.
That would be really cool. So,
but that would be so good on console as well.
You know what that brings? That brings the opportunity for somebody to sim to January maybe, make I don't know, Huddersfield like 11 points bottom of the league, you whack that save file on Reddit,
real life,
and you can carry on playing from that point. Like you start in January and so you keep Huddersfield up.
Unreal idea. Yeah, that would be so good. That would be so good.
Just out here changing the game, guys. You know,
absolutely unreal. That actually could be a sick idea.
But if you can do it on PC, then everyone just needs to get on PC. I'm going to copyright that, actually. This is getting clipped.
Copyright that idea.
Going on Twitter immediately.
That's yours, mate.
No, yeah, so, I mean, I've got hope for FIFA 20. I'm always going to have hope. I hope that, obviously, the journey isn't, continuing anymore, so potentially...
I feel like it's going to get replaced by something. Just going to put it out there.
No, I really hope not.
I hope not. I just hope I would rather... to an extent, just focus on making the existing game modes better.
Yeah.
Considerably. Pro Clubs, Ultimate Team, everything.
Yes, Pro Clubs. That will be in... Hopefully I can get someone to have a shout about Pro Clubs on.
JCC.
Yeah, that's it. That's who I had in mind. There will definitely be a podcast regarding Pro Clubs very soon, hopefully. But yeah, last question then, Niran, that I've got noted down. What is your favourite ever FIFA? What was your favourite ever FIFA?
Oh man,
if you can choose one, it's like pick the best of a bad bunch, isn't it? Really,
it's pick the best of a bad bunch. Like in recent years, it's definitely gonna be one for my child.
Yeah,
I don't know whether it's rose tinted glasses, nostalgia, and all that stuff, but it's definitely not gonna be a recent one.
Okay.
I would say either FIFA 07 because I think that had the best.
That's up in mine. And it had Create a Club as well, I'm sure.
Yes. Oh my
Create a Club.
Goodness me. Yeah, that was a great game. And I just stupid stuff like when I hear the sound, I get disgustingly nostalgic. I see the menu and it's just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's more representative of like old school football rather than like as well, like the menu, like the pictures in the background, everyone's playing on like some Sunday league turf. With
the basic like all one colour kits on that are really baggy.
Man. Yeah, that was it.
And the stereotypical white and black football.
Yeah. Oh my God. No, man, that was it. I'm actually gonna get sued too.
Yeah. Do you know what? I was gonna buy it from CEX the other day and whack it on the 360 for like 50p.
Yeah, because you can play on 360 as well.
Yeah. It's just obviously the gameplay's progressed so much now.
Yeah, playing the game would actually be horrendous, but actually all the elements.
It says something, doesn't it, when you want to do everything in the menus on them games, and now you try and you can't really do much in the menus, but you don't want to play the game either.
Yeah, exactly. But, it's frustrating. Yeah. So either FIFA 07 or FIFA 10.
FIFA 10, yeah. I'd say FIFA 9, 10, 11, 12, they were quite influential FIFAs for a lot of YouTubers.
Yes,
and just people in general. They were kind of the games that went from being these like really fun, what would you say, just very chilled FIFAs to obviously Ultimate Team coming about and it getting a little bit more competitive and the gameplay engines improving like vast amounts.
Yeah.
And you just have to ask Curtis. I'm sure Chesterfield was FIFA 12.
I think it was. Yeah, I think it was.
I'm sure that was. You know what? One thing I enjoyed about that game is going on the free agents in the 6th season and finding an 85 rated striker. I just love that. It's so conspicuous.
Yeah,
it was just great. I'm glad that you've got hope, and we all have to keep the hope, guys. So everyone listening, keep the hope. Okay,
keep the hope.
Change is coming. The Game Changers program sounds good. Obviously, the more people that get involved in it, the more feedback goes back to the devs, and hopefully going forward, even if it's not, I'm really hoping it now because obviously they've got good community managers. They do get good feedback. They've got people obviously like you and Curtis, all the people in the Game Changer program who can give them feedback and views going forward. I think the next couple of games are gonna like really show where they want to go in terms of FIFA, as in do they want to really push Ultimate Team and get everyone out playing that, or are they going to make it a really quite broad game again, for the casual player, and change career mode, update pro clubs. I think we're in like a new cycle now, if you know what I mean. If a couple of year period, maybe they might have like quite a good idea of what they want to do.
Yeah, for sure.
From now going forward. So I think that's how I'm thinking of it anyway. Hopefully FIFA 20 is a good, polished, clean game with a few features for career mode that we could all get hyped about until December.
And then the FIFA 21 wish list will be out.
and then the experiments start all over again, and then and then
back to that day.
Yeah, and then the more cheat engine videos. Well, yeah, we'll see. Anyway, Niran, thank you for coming and having a chat. I appreciate that.
Absolutely no problem. Thank you for having me, man.
No, I appreciate it. Hopefully you guys listening, have enjoyed. If you got any suggestions of who you'd like to see or hear me speak to in the future regarding FIFA or football, let me know in the comments below. Obviously, this is going to be my first video back on the channel for quite a long time. Hopefully we can keep this a regular occurrence. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below regarding the game, FIFA going forward, career mode, what you'd like to see. And yeah, apart from that, guys, thank you very much. Drop a like if you enjoyed it. Niran, appreciate you coming on again. Make sure you go check out his channel. I'll leave all your links to your Twitter, YouTube, etc. in the description box too.
Cheers, thank you.
And yeah, thank you for your time.